Green Circle, the radioactive house painter. They called him patient number 1, but history remembers him by a stranger name, the radioactive house painter. My name's irrelevant because this story isn't about me. It's about Albert Stevens, a quiet house painter from California who walked into a hospital in 1945 and had no idea he'd never really walk back out again. He wasn't sick. He wasn't dying. He just had stomach pains. But the doctors told him he had terminal cancer and offered an experimental treatment. Albert agreed, thinking he had nothing to lose. What he didn't know was this: he had been chosen for a top-secret government experiment. Not to cure him, but to see how much plutonium a human being could survive. Without his knowledge, doctors injected him with one of the highest doses of plutonium ever given to a living person. Albert's body instantly began glowing, not visibly, but in every Geiger counter within a mile. He went home thinking he was recovering. His paint brushes began picking up static charges. His clothes set off hospital detectors. Even the dust in his house became radioactive. Neighbors whispered about him. The man who painted their walls now carried an invisible poison stronger than any color he'd ever brushed on a home. And the strangest part? Albert didn't die. Not in months. Not in years. He lived for 2 decades, walking around like a human lighthouse of particles, confusing scientists and terrifying anyone who knew the truth. When he finally passed, his bones still glowed with plutonium, so hot that researchers kept them locked away for decades. Albert Stevens never knew he wasn't sick. He never knew he wasn't a patient. He was an experiment. And that is the story of the radioactive house painter.